Okay, so we are live. How are we all doing, guys? It's Tunji Olujimi once again, and we are back again. And today, wow, I got my brother. This is my brother. We've known each other for, I think, 20 years or just over 20 years. And I can't wait for us to really get into this tonight. It's going to be amazing. So, like we say, as you come on, make sure you click like if you're on Facebook, and if you're on YouTube, subscribe as well, and share. Click the share button and let other people join in and be blessed tonight. So, Jackson, how you doing, bro?
I am doing amazing. Thank you so much for having me on here, Tunji, man. You're looking fresh for a lockdown. For being on lockdown, you're still looking fresh, man. What's going on?
Brav, man, the wife, isn't it? The wife and the little one. That's it. They gotta make you fresh.
Of course, of course.
Yeah, man. But yeah, how you doing? How's it been being a new dad? How's it going? How's family life? How's it?
Listen, family life, business, everything has been amazing. We had our baby about 3 months ago, and I think it's been a blessing having a baby in the midst of a lockdown where you're able to spend a lot more time. So I've been renovating my business as well. So lockdown has caused you to do a lot of pivoting. So life has been amazing. I think this is probably the best chapter of my life. And I'm so grateful that, we have the opportunity to do the most. Best chapter, honestly.
I would say the same as well. I think from getting married, having a baby, I think it really does change a lot of things. And it's part of what we're talking about today, like making impact and influence. If you don't really do it in the family first, then how can you really do it outside? So being that man of impact and influence in your family is vital. So what do you have to say about that?
Listen, it's everything. If you're going to renovate a building, okay, the first place, if you're going to build anything, you start with foundation. And I believe that family is the foundation to any success, because family is where you get your energy from, and family is definitely where you go back to at the end of the day. So you got to make sure that that dynamic is whatever family is to you. Could be one person you live with, could be 5, it could be 10, it could be 21, who knows? But you got to definitely look after that foundation. I said to myself a long time ago that if I'm the man outside in the world and I'm not the man indoors, then I'm not the man. So my wife and trust
say
me,
that again.
Yeah, if I'm the man outside and I'm not the man indoors, I'm not the man. So my wife and my daughter have got to be able to say, "No, that's the man. He's the man." That's how I know I'm the man. Not because of what the world says to me, because I can easily put out a picture that I want you to see, but the person that sees my nakedness and my faults and my everything is my wife. And if she can say he's the man, then I know I'm the man, because who you are in private speaks louder than who you are in public.
Wow, who you are in private speaks louder than who you are in public. Guys, boy, we're already going into it, man. I hope you got your pen and your notepad, because you need to be taking some notes today. Seriously. So, what does influence mean to you?
So I always look at, I love rice. And when you eat rice without salt, it doesn't have that taste. So what influence does is it changes the taste of something. The taste changes. So influence, if something is influential, it changes the taste. The other thing that influence is like light in darkness. If there is darkness, boom, and there is light, all of a sudden that's influence. So the ability to change the structure of something, the taste of something, and the visibility of something, that's what influence is. So yeah, that's how it is. It's got to be able to change the dimension of something.
Wow, it changes dimension of whatever. Wow. Okay, so I know people watching are Christians or entrepreneurs and stuff like that. So how can we relate this? Like, if we get specific in terms of if you're a Christian, how can you be more influential in this day and age? Especially, we know what's going on this year. This year has been crazy, but it's been amazing. You know, and I know there are most people that are thinking my life is ended or my year has ended just because of COVID and then all this racism issue and everything like that. Um, but I've been telling people lately that you can still make 2020 your best year. 2020 is not over yet. You can still pick up yourself,
Hmm.
have influence, and make impact. How can someone, either a Christian or an entrepreneur, be able to be more influential this year?
Well, listen, the year's not over yet. 2020 is not over yet. We're still in the game. Like I put on a post the other day, 1-0 to COVID. We're still in the first half. We're now in the second half. We need to gather ourselves together
Mm,
and play for the. I mean, where are we? We're in this month. There's many months left of the year. So the best way, everything is about how you see it. It's a matter of perspective. And there's three things that I
mm,
always say to people in this season you've got to do. Number one, you've got to rest. Rest your mind. Rest your mind. Stop running up and down in your mind. Although we're at home, many people are just in their heads worrying too much. So just be still. You've got the time that you need to be still. That's the first
mm,
R. The second R is to begin to reset your mindset. You've got to reset
mm.
your mindset because things are not going to go back to normal. They're going to go back into a new normal. And what it means to reset your mind is to start thinking differently. Things have changed. The earth literally has changed physically,
Mm.
emotionally, mentally, and
Wow.
spiritually. So things have changed. So you need to reset your mindset to be able to embrace what's happening. And then thirdly, what you need to do is to reinvent yourself. Companies are reinventing themselves. Individuals need to reinvent yourself. Otherwise, you're going to become
Yeah.
obsolete. Kids are going to come back into this whole new scenario, thinking
Mm,
differently. Teachers need to be able to tackle them differently. Businesses are coming back differently. You've got to be able to tackle differently. So it's the season of the three R's: rest, reset, and reinvent yourself. So whether you're in business, whether you're a Christian or not a Christian, those are the three R's you need to be. It's an opportune time. It's the best reset button we could have ever gotten.
wow. Okay, you need to go deep into each one of those. Seriously. Come on now. You can't just sprinkle that and just leave it right there, bro. You got to go deep into one, two, and three. Let's go.
Okay. So what does resting really mean? I think prior to COVID, everybody was
Mm,
always rushing up and down. You go from home, work, home, work, homework. You never got a time to really press the pause button. Now, when you press the pause button, it's time for you to be present. To be present means I
mm,
am here, I am now, like in this moment. Many people don't even know what the color of their walls are because they're always walking past it. Many people don't even know. My sister said, "Listen, during the COVID, I actually got to look at the colors of my children's eyeballs to actually see what their real shades are because you get time to
wow.
be." Do you know what I'm trying to say? So when you are resting, you're pressing pause. Let the world run around. You press pause. You don't need to rush with the world because it's in your
Mm,
stillness, your brain then lights up. Because prior to that, you were being all over the place. So here's a couple of techniques that's going to help you to be in that space of just resting. When you wake up in the morning, you put both feet down,
mm.
just feel the carpet, feel the wooden floor, put your hand on your lap, breathe in, breathe out, and just say thank you. In that moment, it's pure rest. When your brain is running
Mm,
1,000 miles per hour, say thank you. I'm deal with that in a moment. When you're having a
mm,
shower, don't rush the shower. Take your time. Where are you going? It's a shower. Scrub that right arm. Feel the texture of your skin. The left arm. Just be in the moment. What that does is it helps you to not be in that stressful state. Even when you're
mm,
eating, I did that a second ago. While I was eating, I was resting while I was eating. I didn't have my phone with me. What I did was, as I was chewing the food, I closed my eyes to taste the food. I closed my eyes to taste the texture, to feel the texture. And as I was just chewing, I wasn't chewing and swallowing, I was chewing. then I enjoyed the food. I was grateful for the food going through my body. That's resting, just being. There's a quote that says, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a
Mm.
mystery, today is a gift. That's why we call it the
Mm.
present.
Wow.
So that's what it
Wow.
means to rest. To rest. Be grateful when you're resting.
Can you can you put scripture on that? Because what's coming to my mind is the book of Hebrews. You know about
Okay.
resting in God. You know,
Yes.
go for it. Go for
So
it.
the scripture I found is be still and know that I am God. Okay.
Mm.
Stillness is everything. Psalms 46, verse 10. Be still,
Yeah.
just be still. Because the greatness of who we are on the inside comes to the surface when we're still. Some
Mm.
people would drive from home to work and they didn't even know how they got there. That's because their mind is always in the future. No one's ever present.
Mm.
You know, the language of genius is silence. Just be
Wow.
still. Just be still. Stop. Why are you worrying for? How many of you, by worrying, can add an extra hair to your head and an hour to your day?
Mm.
You can't. You're not interested. Listen,
Mm. Mm.
focus on what you can control, and the rest, just leave it. Control what you can and leave the rest. So that's what I mean by
Mm.
resting physically,
Mm.
emotionally, and mentally.
Wow. Whew, boy. Okay. Okay. This is good. Guys, I really hope you're taking notes, man. Seriously, this is good stuff. Okay, number two, reset your mind.
So number two is, and I love this part. When you rest, you now need to reset your mind. Okay, it's not what the word calls you, is what you see that matters. How you see yourself is what matters in this season. You are not
Mm.
defined by your job. You're not defined by your bank account. You're not defined by all these external things. So you begin to reset your mind by looking and changing your identity, i.e., how do you
Mm.
see yourself?
Mm. Mm. Mm.
Because the battle
Mm.
is up here. Everything is a matter of perception. When you change someone's perception, you change their results. So the quickest way to change someone's mindset is to get them to think differently. Oh, look, I'm stuck at home. No, you're safe at home. Redefine the narrative. We're on a lockdown. No, we're on a lift up. That's the way I see it. So
Mm.
what you begin to do is you don't buy into everybody else's narrative. You start to see things from a different point of view. Because if you don't reset your mind, you'll be in trouble. Now, behind me, I've got hundreds of books. That's the quickest way to reset your mind. Start reading books about people who have overcome great challenges. Start reading
Mm.
autobiographies of people who have overcome great hurdles in their life. What that does is it begins to change your neurological pathways in your brain. When you read a success story, it shapes your brain physically. It literally changes your brain. So watch what you're reading. Who are you listening to? What are you watching? Are you listening to
Mm.
podcasts? Are you listening to people that are empowering you? I am constantly reading. I've got behind me here, we've got the autobiography of Warren Buffett right there. I'm learning finance. We've got things about leadership. I'm learning leadership. I'm learning things about things that are going to help me shape this. Because if you listen to
Yeah.
CNN, they'll mess you up. You listen to Sky, they'll mess you up. Whatever you're listening to, they'll mess you up. So you have to be very careful who you're listening to.
Wow. Wow. I wasn't gonna go there with books, but obviously you know that's our thing. So why is it important that we need to read? There's this quote that they say, which obviously we don't like, that, oh, if you put anything in a book, a black man won't read it. And
Yeah,
that's why
that's
we are where we are, whatever. You know. But why is it important to actually get a book and read? Because I will listen to Pastor Matthew Ashimoloa, and he says he reads one or two books a day. I'm like, what? Or is it a week or something like that? I'm like,
yeah.
bruv, like, how do you do it? And he said, I am where I am because I read. So why is it important that we need to read? Because I think for me, I never liked reading because I just wasn't really good at. I'm not good at grammar and all those things. And because I'm dyslexic, I read a word and I'm thinking of another word
Mhm.
that's not on the page. You know. So why is it important for us to read?
So the reason why it's important to read, number one, is this: a book, a typical book, might be about £15, but inside that book is 20 years of knowledge. So someone has taken 20
Mm,
or 15 years of knowledge, 15 years of knowledge, and they've put it in a £15 book. A book can give you in a day what someone built in 20 years.
wow.
So it's someone's decades of knowledge encapsulated in a book. So you get a glimpse into someone's mind through their book. So you might not be able to sit with
Mm,
Warren Buffett, you might not be able to sit with Stephen Covey, but if you can read their books, you get to read their mind. Why do you need to read their mind? You read their mind, it changes your mind. That's one of the powerful things. The other thing also is this: readers become leaders, and leaders are
mm,
readers. Readers become leaders because there's no way you can read, acquire knowledge, and not be influential. Part of influence
wow.
is about feeding your mind with great knowledge. This is just 1% of my books. The last count, and I'm going to do a 2020 count, 1,700 books is what I own.
Wow.
Okay, 1,700 books. And people say, why are you so happy? Because I've learned. I go out and I learned. I go out and I investigate. Why is this person successful? Why is this person happy? Why is this person rich? Why is this person poor? Why is this person fast? Why is this person slow? And as I read the book, boom. Now, when we say read, it doesn't just have to be a physical book. Sometimes I cheat. If I have a book that I want to read, what I do is I download it on the audio. Okay.
What do you? Yeah.
And yep. And the idea is let the knowledge jump from the book into your brain. Okay.
Mm,
Uh, but I will go back to the old traditional way of sitting with a book and line for line, because as you're doing that, you're present. So I'm doing that
mm,
currently. I said, okay, sit still, 30 minutes every day, sit and read for line, because the knowledge goes in deeper when you're present with it and you're not drifting.
yeah.
So why read a book? You are condensed. Someone's 10 years of knowledge can be shrunken down into one day. Listen, you got a head start on an industry if you can read.
Wow. An head start of an industry if you can read.
Yeah.
Wow.
So accumulate the knowledge, and it's free. There's so many books that are there that are free. I mean, on here we got Think and Grow Rich, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Behind me, I've got 5 Levels of Leadership. I'm not surprised that I'm successful because, well, you know what? My success is not by accident; it's intentional. My success is by
Yeah.
design. Listen to this, everyone. Success
Mm,
leaves clues. Success leaves
mm,
clues, and successful leaves clues in their books. Successful people
mm,
leave clues in the books. So when you read the books, you see the clues to their success. And if you follow it, you might be able to create your own version for your own success in terms of what you do. Currently, I'm doing a challenge called the Life Renovation Challenge. And the Life Renovation Challenge, like a 7-day
yeah.
challenge. Part of that challenge is, first of all, renewing the mind before we can tackle the parts of our lives. Because there are 7 rooms in your life that you need to renovate. You've got to renovate the finance room. You've got to renovate the fitness room. You've got to renovate the friendship room. You've got to renovate the future room. Now, if you don't read about
Mm,
how to effectively be good in those rooms, then forget it. So that's why I think reading helps us to get the knowledge into us.
wow. My God. Whew, this is a lot. This is a lot. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Okay, so the third one, reinvent yourself. I think that's a big one. I think
Yes.
that that's a big one because people are rigid. They're not. It's hard to change, especially if you've been one way and if you've not reset your mindset. How
Mhm.
can you really reinvent yourself?
True.
Because you've been thinking a certain way for so many years. So when you now have to reinvent because of whatever is happening, it's going to be really difficult. But how can you reinvent yourself?
So there are many ways to reinvent yourself. You can reinvent yourself mentally, which is, I think, is the first point. I'm working currently with an individual that wants to reinvent his body. Okay, he wants to lose a couple of pounds, and I said to him, "Listen, it's not about weight loss. It's about identity gain.
Mm.
It's not about weight loss. It's about identity gain. The reason why we gain weight is because we've lost our identity.
Wow.
Identity loss causes weight gain.
Ah.
Identity gain
Mm.
causes weight loss. I repeat, identity gain causes weight loss. Yeah, and
Mm.
identity loss causes weight gain. Why? If I don't know who I am and I don't love who I am, I'll put anything in my body. We're not going to feed our
Mm.
baby anything because she's valuable to us. Now, here's the problem
Yeah.
with many people. Reinventing yourself starts with, first of all, believing that you are enough. You're not losing the weight to become enough. You are enough. That's why we need you to lose the weight. You are enough. That's
Wow.
why we need you to fix your finance. You are enough. That's why we need you to clean your relationships up. You are amazing. That's why we need you to fix up. So some people think, oh, I
Mhm.
need to get that business to become enough. I need to lose the weight to become enough. I need to have that relationship to become enough. And I say, no, 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 no. You are already enough, but we need to clear the cobwebs from your life. So reinvention is first and foremost mental. Let me reinvent the way I see myself. I've got in my office right now a statement that says, I am enough. What that means
Mm.
is I don't need anything else to be me. I am
Yeah.
complete. Now I'm going to take
Wow.
that and what I do is I raise the standards of how I see myself. Once I raise the standard of how I see myself, then I look and say, does overeating match someone who is incredible, amazing? No, it doesn't. Then I'm going to stop overeating. Does overspending match someone who's amazing? Nope. Then I need to stop overspending. Does being abusive to the people in my life that I love match someone who's enough and who's amazing, who's incredible? No. Then I must stop that. So first you shift your identity mentally, then you look around you and say, hold on, does this match how I see myself? If the answer is no, we need to get to work to then reinvent ourselves. For instance, I said to myself, okay, you're enough, Jackson. Does this car match someone who's enough? I'm seeing crisp wrappers and stuff. Nope. Well, then start cleaning up. You're a
Wow.
good man, a loving husband. The way you spoke to your wife yesterday, was that appropriate? I think it was last week. My wife and I were having a chat, and I think I must have snapped. And as we were sitting, she was just 2 feet away from me. And as we were sitting, it was just like, okay, you need to apologize. Ooh, listen, men, we're very prideful. I'm not
Mm.
apologizing. But I said to myself, listen, you are a man of integrity, a very loving husband. You know what you need to do. I swallowed that humble pie and boom, I apologized. In that moment, I reinvented my identity and my character.
Yes. 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 Wow. Whew. Okay. So how can you reinvent yourself spiritually in the sense of, because you spoke about being complete, and what came to my mind was in the book of I think it's Ephesians, when the Bible says we are complete in Him.
Yes.
Because I think when it comes to identity, I think most Christians don't understand who they are in God, and that's why they're not making impact and they're not being influential because they don't see themselves the way
Mm,
God sees them.
yeah.
So how can we begin to see ourselves like God sees us?
Do you know what? It's interesting. It doesn't matter how I see you, it's how you see yourself. And the reason why most people who have that
Mm.
relationship with God, they don't. Here's what people do very easily. We walk in guilt rather than grace. Many people
Wow.
see themselves as their past events, things that have happened to me. Oh, I failed in the past. I ruined this relationship in the past. So, oh, look at me. So many people are walking in guilt. So it doesn't matter
Mm.
how God sees you. It doesn't matter how the people that love you see you. If you don't see yourself as the way they see you, you've lost. You have lost. So the first thing you need to really do is to first of all forgive yourself of all the things you think you've done wrong, because God is in his own image, loves you for who you are. So there's no point you crucifying yourself again. So it doesn't matter, even if God himself comes down and say, hey, I love you, you still walk away and think, I don't love myself, because you don't see yourself in that image. So from the spiritual standpoint, for those of us who are watching right now, who are Christians, who have that relationship with God, my advice to people in that realm is this: it doesn't matter how. I know people who are Christians who know the Bible inside out. They can quote it, they can pray it, they can sing it, they can speak in tongues. Rakaba, shatarabo, shoto, all of that is great. But yet they still walk away feeling insecure and they're not making impact on the earth. Why is that?
Wow.
It's because they did not. Let me tell you this: impact starts from identity. Impact plus ideas. What's this? Identity plus ideas equals impact. Know who you are. When you know who you are, great ideas will flow through you. Great ideas can then be used to make impact. There are many people watching me right now who've got great ideas for books, movies, businesses, but because they don't believe that they're good enough, they won't launch out. They won't do it because they're scared.
Wow. So it's like Peter who said, bid me to come. I think in that moment, he understood that if Christ was able to walk on water, then I should know who I am in him to be able to launch out. And he was able to launch out and walk on water. So if you don't see yourself the way you're supposed to be seen, you're never ever going to launch out. And I put something up, I think it was this morning, that you need. I heard Steve Harvey say it. You need to jump. If you don't jump, you're never going to know what's going to happen.
No way.
You need to just take that leap of faith and jump. Reinvent yourself. What is it that you're not doing that you need to be doing right now to change whatever it is that your circumstance may be? Nothing is limiting us. Nothing is limiting us. Nothing at all. If we can just reset our mind, reinvent ourselves, and jump, boy, it's not even the sky that's the limit.
But the thing is, most people cannot jump. Put it this way: it's like you take a sheep to the top of the mountain and you say jump, and the sheep says, "Sorry, I can't jump because I'm not built to fly. I'm not made for this." Okay, so sheep, you can go away. Thank you. Eagle. Here's an eagle thinking that it's a sheep. An eagle thinking I'm sheep, brought up around sheep mentality. Jump, I can't. Why? I don't believe I'm capable. Why? I just don't know. But you got the wings. I know I've got the wings, but I just can't. Why? Because of how they saw themselves. And I think there needs to be a shift. Peter was bid to come, and Peter's like, maybe this is possible. But the second Peter took his eye off the main identity, boom, he started to sink. So for me, listen, if you're on here and you're a Christian, you've been reading the Bible and stuff, hello, we need some of you out here to come show some love and make some impact. Because in scripture, in your house, in your private little space, it's not doing the world any good. You're supposed to be the salt of the earth and the light of the world. The light is supposed to shine in darkness. The salt is supposed to influence the earth. Don't quote scripture at me. Show me the very essence of that scripture. And I think sometimes we get so religious that it's lost impact. Very essence of Christianity is to bring love, is to show love. Let me tell you, there is nothing more. If you want to be influential, show love, not judgment. And I challenge everybody on here right now that is coming from the Christian religious background to stop judging and start loving. The very first thing many people do is they judge before they love. There's no way you can show me love if the first thing you've done is judge me. You can't love me
even
if you
before
judge.
I open my mouth. You just see the way I dress, you see the way I walk, or whatever. You just judge.
You've judged me, and that wasn't the command you were given. No. The command you were given is love the Lord your God and love the neighbor as yourself. Love thy neighbor. You don't love the neighbor. You've cussed the neighbor. You don't even talk to your neighbor. I'm challenging the Christians right now. You got neighbors next door to you. You don't even know their middle name. You've never sat with them. You never had dinner with them. What's that about? That's not love. That's not influence. Let me tell you this. If the people within like 10 feet radius of you haven't felt the impact of your love, then could you really, really say you are person of the kingdom or person of love? Love enters the room, and trust me, you feel it. Me, wherever I go, you feel my presence because I'm intentional wherever I go and what I do.
Come
And
on,
that's
man.
the challenge, man.
Mr. Happy.
That's it.
Come
You
on,
can't
man.
ambassador for happiness.
You're
That's my
amazing.
job. That's my job. I've got to make, and for me, I believe that I've been put on this earth to make it easier for people to become happy. And whichever way I can do it, I just want to make people happy. Make it easy for people to become happy. That's it. That's like my drive. If I make you smile, make you happy. And I believe that, I'm Christian. I know I'm Christian. I don't have to slap the scripture in front of you. What I want to do is to give you the very essence of what Christianity represents, which is love. So whether you're Muslim, whether you're Jewish, whether you're Sikh, agnostic, whether you're atheist, whatever, I love you. Why? We share the same planet and we breathe the same oxygen.
Come on. Come on. Come on. And when you spread the love, and that's the thing. I think most Christians don't understand that God has given you a people or a world that you can influence.
Yes.
We try to be a T.D. Jakes and Dollar and all these guys to try and be influencing 30,000, 40,000 people at one time when you've not impacted your world, like you said, just those on your street or whoever is around your circle. How can you impact them? You may not, reach 10,000, 20,000 people, but the 100 that God has given you, 50. How are you going to be influential and impactful to those people? Do you even know them? Do you know who you're supposed to impact in the first place?
Yeah.
Who are those people that you are supposed to impact and influence?
And I think, and when we look at impact and influence, I think, and this is the mistake most people think, they're waiting for the 30,000, 40,000 people. And that comes from insecurity. I'm going to be honest with you. There's a whole bunch of people on Facebook and on Instagram and on YouTube preaching to the world. We're supposed to preach to themselves. Yeah? Don't come and tell me about love when you've just had an argument with your wife. That doesn't make any sense. The first message is for listen, we're trying to conquer outer space. Stop conquering outer space. Conquer inner space. And inner space is your mind and your immediate circle. And I think, and I'm going to challenge people here. Many people teach what they're supposed to master.
Ooh. Wow.
Many people teach what they're supposed to master. So, and you know what? They say doctors make the worst patients. The shoe that has the worst shoes. What we're supposed to do, and this is what I said, you know what? All these books, let me master that book. Let me master love. Let me first of all love myself, love my wife, love my daughter, love my family, and let that love overspill into the world. If you want to make impact and have influence, the power is love. Unconditional love, not judgmental love.
Yeah. Unconditional, no matter if the person is Muslim, Sikh, an unbeliever, or anything like that. You love no matter what. Wow.
But I tell you why. But I tell you why people judge others. They judge others because they themselves are judging themselves.
Whoa.
It's a subconscious thing. And that's why sometimes when you judge, when you look at psychology and self-help industry and motivational speakers, excuse me, Romans 12 verse 2, the renewing of your mind. You can renew the spirit, but if you don't renew the mind, you might as well not have renewed the spirit. Because the mind is the gateway to the physical realm. Nothing can pass into the physical realm unless it comes through your mind. Great idea comes through the mind before you influence. So here's what I believe. There are three characters in everybody's lives. There's the coach, there's the critic, and then there's the cheerleader. The coach, the critic, and the cheerleader. Too many people give the critic too much power that the cheerleader and the coach have no place to play.
Wow.
The coach is the one that helps you to get better. The coach is the one that looks at you and says, listen, I love who you are, but I know this is where you're supposed to be. The coach is hard on yourself. The coach is rebuilding you. The cheerleader is the one that cheers you on while you're building yourself. Now, the critic will be there by the side, telling you you're not good enough, but you can't listen to the critic. You don't have time for the critic.
No.
But many people have been criticized growing up as individuals. So now they've become adults who now criticize themselves and adults who criticize others. It starts from our childhood. Being critical and being pessimistic starts from young. If you were criticized as a child, you grow up as a critical adult because you were torn apart by criticism.
Yeah. Boy, wow, man, this is going deep, bruv.
We need to renovate people's lives. We need to change their lives.
That's it. When you were speaking, what came to me, when they went to go and spy the land, and they told themselves,
yes,
that they saw us as grasshoppers, even though the giants didn't speak to them at all. So what are we telling ourselves? So like you said, even though we've been criticized when we were younger, we're still telling ourselves that, because of what that person said or because of what they've done to me, so I've got to be that way to someone else. I remember, growing up in Nigeria, and you know how it is, man, bro. You go boarding school and the way they deal with you, and that can scar you. That can leave you coming out thinking you've got to be like that to someone else until you have a renewal of mind, know. And because they saw themselves like that, they already lost. They already lost. But one person had to come up and say, "What are you talking about, mate? No, we can go and take that land." So how can someone that is listening build that confidence within them to be able to tell themselves that, yes, I am enough? I like to talk about, the I am factor, which is, God is the I am that I am, and whatever comes after I am is who you are, So until you tell yourself that you are enough, I am enough, I am able to, I can do it, nothing else is going to change. So how can someone build that confidence?
So I think for some people, they think, oh, positive affirmations, I am good enough, I am amazing. And they think that's just it. But there's two things that control the quality of your lives: the words you speak and the pictures you see.
Wow.
The words you speak and the pictures you see. Those two things control the quality of your life. I did a coaching session with a young lady that was very insecure about herself, her looks. And it turned out that it started when she was in primary school, where she was bullied. Now, what I had to do was to help her go back to that scenario in her mind. And I had to reshape the picture that she saw of herself.
Wow.
Now, if I see myself as damaged at age 7 and your hair at age 27, the adult still has the image of the 7-year-old inside of her.
Ooh.
The problem with many people is this: they're using positive affirmation, which is good, but the picture is still messed up. You need to go back to the picture and reframe that scenario. This happened to me, but it doesn't define me.
Bruv, that reminds me, I did that with Coach Kenny. And that blew my mind. I was like, what? Because she told me to picture it and write it down.
Yep.
And I came up with so much because of what happened growing up in Nigeria. I did not know that it scarred me that much. But that day is when that picture changed and when it broke.
Listen, I tell you what, that there are many, even for me personally, I remembered vividly being at school and there was a guy in school, Ahmed, he used to get A stars in everything, answered all the questions. So one day, I loved French, I would have loved to learn it. But so he was having a chat with a teacher, not in English, but fluently in French. Fluently in French. And I said to myself that day, why is he able to do it and I can't? Why am I not as good as him? And that was the day my relationship with self-doubt began. Since that day, I would walk around thinking I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. No matter how big something is, I'm not good enough. Now, what I'm supposed to do is go back to that scenario and say, wow, he's speaking fluent French to the teacher. That is amazing. He must have worked really hard on that. I would love to do that. So if I put in the work, I could get the similar results as he will. So what people need to do is, and this is what I do in my coaching sessions and in the challenges that we're doing, is we sit people down and we help them to, number one, identify what are the areas in their life that they want to renovate. Okay. Now that's the external area. Now we then go into the internal area to start changing pictures. If I don't change the picture of how you see yourself, you're not going to progress, because that picture is your blueprint. That picture is your treasure map. That picture is your roadmap. Once we change the picture and we change what we say regularly, I am enough. I am enough. No matter, I did it just 2 days ago with a young lady who was scarred by her cousin in Nigeria. Her cousin would always say to her, "You're rubbish. You're not smart enough." So she dumbed down herself because her cousin kept saying that. And as she walked through life, she felt she wasn't good enough, until I took her back there visually, mentally, to the day when the cousin actually said something to her, and I got her to say something different in that mental picture. She opened her eyes. She's like, wow, what just happened? I said, breakthrough by changing what went through you.
Wow. Whew, boy. And, and the funny thing is, Christians will see this or hear this and think, oh, that's not godly, that's not biblical, that's not scripture. Why are we doing all that? Well, shouldn't we just fast and pray and, then things will happen? What do you have to say about that?
Here's the thing. Listen, I'm a personal believer that if you're going through some kind of emotional problem, you shouldn't have to sit there for like a whole year waiting for it to be done. I truly believe that change can happen instantaneously, because the impact was happening instantaneously. So for those who think this is not biblical, you need to actually go deeper into your Bible and begin to drag out scriptures that actually support the idea behind not looking into the past, but looking into the future. And if you do look into the past, you need to forgive. Every religion talks about forgiveness. Forgiveness is letting go of the past and embracing the future. That's what forgiveness is. So the issue now is there are many Christians who frown upon these methods and these techniques, but yet they're still bound. You're still coming back year after year after year to the same convention with the same prayer point. That's a bit odd. I'm sorry. Someone needs to give me an explanation as to why that's still happening. That's because you are doing a prayer thing, but you're not renewing the mind. And part of the renewing the mind is something that I'm sharing with you. 3 levels: spiritual, mental, physical. Many spiritual people ignore the physical and the mental and expect this, magic to happen. Sorry, it doesn't happen that way. No. And here's the thing: with spiritual activities, it's hard for you to keep things accountable. If you've prayed, how do we measure that? But when you're overeating, I can see you're overeating. If you're overspending, I can see that. So it's all one thing, one ecosystem: spirit, mind, body, all one. Don't separate them.
Wow. You can't even separate them anyway, because you live in a body, you have a soul, and you have a spirit. So you can't divide it.
No, you can't.
I don't know why people try to be too spiritual and no earthly good.
And there's a renewing that needs to take place, a mental renewing, because the world needs you.
Yeah.
And you can't be of great influence in business and family, anywhere else in your ministry, if you yourself aren't impactful. How are you challenging yourself? Listen, this is my vision wall. Okay, if I just pan around like this, all on here, here, look, that is wacky ideas. These are business ideas that I've got. These are ideas that are right on the wall. This is how I'm renewing my mind. If you see up here, I've got 2020 and I've got 2030.
Wow.
Okay. My vision for 2030 is to be the Amazon of happiness.
Come on now.
I've painted a picture for myself. And then what I do, this is now renewing my future picture of myself. What I then do is I come back to the future and say to the president and say, Jackson, who do you need to be to achieve these goals? Because this goal is not about me. I can write the big house and big car and all of that, but I want to write a vision that's going to impact the world.
Mm.
And that's part of influence. If you want to influence, you need to set a goal that's bigger than yourself.
Ooh.
You're watching it right now and you're selfish. And then let me tell you why you're selfish. Go and look at your top 10 goals of the for your life, and you realize that only a small percentage of that goal is about somebody else. We're very ego-centered, but we need to be ethnocentric. Go and look at the meaning of ethnocentric.
Wow. So your goals have got to be bigger than your vision, your goals, your dream has got to be bigger than you. It's like, imagine if Dr. Martin Luther King was here today, and Obama become president, how would that make him feel? He had that dream, he had that goal. He knew it was bigger than him. He could have just said, "Oh, I'll try and run for president and just try and do this by myself, get all these people to like me, and I'll just try and go for the office myself." But he knew that this is way bigger than me. He didn't know when it's going to happen, but he had that dream that this is going to happen and it's bigger than me. And I think most times when we think of that goal, that dream, that vision of impact or whatever, we want it now. That's the problem. We want it to be like yesterday.
The goal is influence. To make influence, you've got to have impact. To have impact, you've got to have an idea. To execute idea, you've got to have identity. If your identity is off, your goals are going to be off. When my identity was attention seeking, I set goals that was based around seeking attention.
Yeah.
Now, all of a sudden, I said, no, my goal now needs to be attention giving. Then all my energy is around attention giving. Can I give attention to a problem that's in the world? Right now, we need more happiness. That's part of why I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm saying, listen, who needs help right now? I'm one of the people that's part of the life renovation challenge. She lost 5 people during this COVID scenario. 5 people.
Wow.
That would knock you for 6. She can't pick herself back up. She needs help to be picked up. That's part of why I said, listen, my goal is life. So this life renovation challenge that I'm doing at the moment, the goal is 10,000 people by December 31st this year.
Wow.
That's 2,000 people every single month. Yeah. 500 people every single week. That's the goal. 7 to 1 people a day. I've got to reach out. So if anyone's watching right now and you want to be part of the life renovation challenge, this is it. Because for me, influence is about, first of all, impacting you. Then you can impact your family, and your family can impact the world. This is what this is about. So whatever, that's an example of me setting a goal that's bigger than me, that's beyond me. Why should I care about others? Well, you know what? The secret to living is giving. The secret to living is secret to living is giving.
Is giving. Whew, boy, guys, let us know how you're enjoying this. Are you actually enjoying this? Do you have any questions as well for Jackson? Let us know if you have any questions. Please do ask, and let us know how you're loving it. People are loving it. That they're going crazy in the comments. They're going crazy in the comments. So this is good. Continue, bro. Just flow.
Well, so let's start getting, as we're waiting for the question. So listen, if you have a question right now, I would like for you to put up this question. I don't just want you to watch this. Listen, life transformation comes at a cost. And the cost is a decision to move from the familiar to the unfamiliar, to move from the known to the unknown. You cannot go to the new territory by holding on to the old habits. So one of the things I would challenge people to do in this season is to sit down and just draft up a goal, a vision of what you want for your life. Okay. So the 7-day life renovation challenge is just that. It's about sitting down and saying, what do I want in my relationship room? What do I want in my family room? What do I want in my career room? Once you do that, what you then do next is simply ask yourself, of all the rooms, which are the top 3 rooms I want to work on in the next 90 days? And what's my number 1 room? You have to get practical. Don't just sit and watch this. Don't just pray over it. Let's get to work. That's why you just put it up just now, www.liferenovationchallenge.com. Log on. It's free. It's free of charge.
It's free.
I'm throwing knowledge your way to help you build that, to get the change. So if you want to be part of that challenge, go and log on, fill in. And what I've done is, and here's the thing, I've made it free, but I still want to disqualify people. I want to disqualify people who are not serious.
Come on.
Because people say, I want to change. Yes, right. I'm going to put some barriers in front of you. And the first barrier was a set of questions that you need to answer to be part of the challenge. And if you answer the question, I know that you're serious. If you don't answer the question, then you're not serious. If I get 2 people who answer the question, I know. Listen, and please help me right now. Take this link right now, liferenovationchallenge.com, and send it to all your friends. Because my goal is 10,000 people by the end of this year. And I know we're going to hit that very easily. So part of it is I want you to set goals for your life.
Definitely.
What do you want for your relationship? What do you want for your finance? What do you want for your finance? Some of you are like, oh, I ain't even got a job. Well, let's set up a career goal. Let's work in that direction. So I'm so excited about what you can do right now. Everyone that's watching, please don't watch passively. It's time to take action. We're in the second half of this year. We can still turn things around if we rest, reset, and reinvent ourselves. And that's part of the renovation process. Let's make it happen. And also, please, and okay, there's a AAA process that I'm going to be using in the Life Renovation Challenge. You want to know about the AAA process, Tunji?
Yeah, come on, tell us.
Okay, watch this. The first A of the AAA process in renovating your life is awareness. What I'm going to do is to bring awareness to the areas of your life that you must change, you need to change, how to change it, and why you haven't changed it. Awareness is key. If you want to travel to America, the first thing you do is not to book a ticket to America. You first of all ask yourself, where am I? Where am I? Because where you are will determine what vehicle you're going to jump on and which airport to go.
Yeah.
So awareness is key. We expand your awareness on your life. The next one is, once we've expanded your awareness about the area of your life, the next A is action. Action. I'm not bothered about theory. There's lots of books. There's lots of podcasts, but we're not taking action. Action is the second step, okay, where you begin to do what you need to do to get the results you need to get. A couple of examples of the people that I coach. I'm like, in the morning, I want you to say to yourself, I am enough. I give myself permission to be my best self. They have to say it 21 times in the morning, 21 times in the afternoon, 21 times in the evening, 21 times before bed. That's 84 times they've got to say that statement to themselves. That's action. I'm not teaching you.
Action.
That's doing it, because I know how it works. I know it's worked on me, it's worked on others. Yeah. So action is doing a couple of steps that's going to get you that result. We'll sit and talk about the steps that you need to take. And then finally, the final A is accountability. Accountability is creating the right environment that's going to propel your results. Apparently, when you are accountable to someone, your results level jumps up by 95%.
Wow, 95%.
95% increase when you've got someone holding you accountable to say, call me when you've done it. If you've not done it, I'm coming for you.
Come on.
So everybody needs an accountability partner. Who's your accountability partner that's making sure that you get this thing done? And that's part of what the Life Renovation Challenge is. We are making sure that we are on your. Listen, I'm sorry. This is why I'm saying to people, please don't join the Life Renovation Challenge if you're not ready to be challenged.
Yeah.
I'm going to annoy
That's
you.
it.
I'm going to frustrate you. I'm not trying to, I don't want friends. I want champions. I don't want friends. I want champions. I don't want friends. I want champions.
That's it. If you're not ready, don't waste time. Don't waste time at all. Because I've done free challenges before. I've done one every month since COVID. And
Okay.
so many people come on. Well, there was one which had like 300 people. But out of the
Wow.
350 people on,
Yeah.
about 20 to 40 will come on live. And
Okay.
out of that 20 to 40, maybe 10 will do their own work. So you can get so many people interested, but if they're not serious, then what's the point? Because sometimes when they see it as free, they don't think that it's of value. But I'm telling you, this guy, he's been doing his business for over 20 years now. He knows his stuff. And he's going to give you amazing stuff to transform your life. So you better take it seriously, guys.
And you know what? And this is for me. And I think we are at a time now where many people need that renovation. You know, even for me, I had to dig deep to renovate my mind because think about it. You know, I think COVID took about 90,000 pounds from our business. Okay.
Wow.
90,000 pounds. I haven't had an income since March. So what then do? You've got to rest, reset, and I had to reinvent myself. Now, as a result of reinventing myself, I have now created a bigger company, a company that's 5 times bigger than the original company. So what I'm saying is this: we need to be able to work together to help each other grow. So I don't care where you are at right now, and I'm talking to you right now, and you've looked at your life over the last 3 months and you've said to yourself, oh, look at me, I've lost my job. And some people have lost family members. Some people have felt like they've lost their mind. I'm here to tell you that it's not too late to turn things around. Everything can be turned around. It's not too late. Please do not give up. Please, I beg you, do not give up on life right now. Life, they say, if life throws you lemons, make lemonade. Let's get together with lemonade. You can turn things around. If your income has dropped, you can reshape your mind, skill set, and go back out there and get a better job than the previous job. If your relationship broke down, maybe for some people, it's a good thing. Some people have gotten separated for some people as a result of COVID, and I'm like, well done. You needed to break out of that relationship anyway. Trust me. And for others, it was a case of whereby, oh, there's been breakdown in relationship. No, it wasn't a breakdown in relationship. It was that relationship needed to improve. It needed to improve. Wow. Husbands and wives have seen themselves more and more and more, and they're getting more annoyed at each other. It means the love needs to go deeper. So please do not give up on your life. It's never too late to turn things around. Please.
It's never too late. You know what I always say: keep smiling, keep shining, because you've been designed and destined for more. Because you have what it takes to make it. No matter where you are in life right now, you have what it takes to make it. You can do this. But the thing is, stop thinking about making that million right now. Start with what you have. Start from where you are and just make small baby steps. Make a difference with what you got right now. And then gradually you will get to that million or whatever it is, that figure that you're thinking of. But you need to know that you are enough. God didn't waste his time designing you, didn't waste his time creating you, and then you think you're not enough. Come on. You've got what it takes. Everything that we need to succeed is already in us.
We've got it.
The Bible says that God has given us everything pertaining to life and godliness. So when people try to say, oh, you're not supposed to be prosperous, you're not supposed to, whatever, he's giving you for life and godliness. So that's spiritual, physical, mental, financial, in your marital life, in your business, in your ministry, in every aspect. He's already given you everything that you need.
Yeah.
You are enough.
That's it. And you know what I would say to people? Something that helps you to free up energy is number one, please don't be critical of yourself. Stop talking down
Mm,
to yourself. You need to stop talking down to yourself. I don't get it. Some people say, self-talk doesn't work, but you've been talking to yourself negatively for a long time. So here's a quick challenge I'll give you. Look around
mm,
your house and look at the things that are incomplete around your house. That
yeah.
picture that needs to be put up straight, that little cupboard that needs to be cleaned out, because the first thing we need to gain back is control. And the best
Mm,
way to gain back control is to gain back the order of your space. So I think for people watching right now, one of the quickest thing you can do is to say, wow, I need to just put a touch of paint on that wall. I just need to, destroy that and throw that away. By the time you finish that exercise, you feel complete. You've renovated the space and your mind shifts energy. It's like when
yeah.
you go to a hotel and I'll come back and the whole room is done up and it sends a good message to you. Clean up. If you want to clean up your life, clean up your space, physical space.
Wow.
Your
Wow.
physical space must reflect something that is of great value, because your
Mm,
environment speaks to you all the time. It speaks to you all the time. So this is where we need to get practical, not overly spiritual, because
yeah,
practical things does influence our spiritual life.
that's it. Guys, do you have questions? Because you guys are commenting and bro, we got Kule in there saying he wants to be like us when he grows up. See this pastor. Bro. Anyway, okay, you're coming on soon, yeah? We need to have a chat. You're coming on soon. But yeah, man, people are being blessed. People are being blessed, bro. They are loving this. I think you have a friend, Donna. Is it Donna I saw?
Okay.
There's someone that I saw. I said, Jackson, I'm on. So
Oh
yeah, you
wow!
got
I think it's Dion Thomas. Oh
Dion.
wow,
Dion.
Thomas. Yes. Wow, that's a college friend from way back in the day. If that's the Dion I'm thinking. Yeah, that's a friend from way back in the day.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah, people are being blessed, man. So we thank God for this. And that's what it's about, guys. It's about impact, it's about influence. And, even you guys that are probably scared of doing this, come on, do a Facebook Live, do a YouTube Live, do a LinkedIn Live.
Yeah,
Just get on video and say what's on your mind because you don't know who is listening.
yeah,
You don't
yeah.
know who is listening. I don't know most of you that are on there, but you're being blessed.
Mm,
And that's what it's about. If you want to make impact, you want to make influence, you need to step out of that comfort zone. And if you don't like video, go learn how to be on video. You don't
yeah,
like speaking, go learn how to speak. Whatever it is that you don't like doing, go learn how to do it and try to be the best at it. Because that's
yeah,
the only way you're gonna really make impact. You cannot make impact if you're mediocre. You can't. There's no way you can make impact if you have not owned the skills to really do what you're supposed to do in your sphere of influence. Whatever sphere of influence you're in, you need to make sure that you are the best at it and make influence in that industry.
yeah. It's about excellence. It's about excellence, and influence is about excellence. And you first of all must start. So set those goals. You're right. Set the goals and move on them. And even
Mm,
people are watching right now. Some people actually have questions, but they don't think that
yeah.
their question is good enough, so they won't type up.
Mm, yeah.
Right now I'm speaking and you know who you are and I'm prophetically speaking to you right now, and the fact that you're going to put up the question means you've broken the back of you thinking someone's going to think you're stupid, and that's part of what we
Mm,
do. We sometimes think people are going to think we're dumb. Do what you need to
mm.
do. Don't care about what the world thinks about you. It's all about what you think about yourself. That's what matters the most.
That's it. Guys, we've got a few minutes left. So if you do have questions, ask those questions,
Yes,
guys.
it's Dion. It's actually Dion. Oh my gosh.
Listen,
Wow. Do you know how many when I was in college?
Wow.
Hey,
Wow.
Dion, much love.
Guys, if you have questions, you need to ask those questions seriously, because now is if we leave, then you can't ask us those questions. But yeah, you may be able to reach us on social media, but in the moment, like he
Yeah,
said, be present. Do it in the moment. We've got a few more minutes left. Ask those questions if you do have questions. So, bro, I've known you since I think we met what 1998.
I think so. Yeah, definitely 98.
So, guys, I know this guy. He's not just someone that I saw on social media and we just became friends or something like that. I've known him from 1998. Okay, we met at Maurice Cirillo's Mission to
Yeah,
London conference,
yeah.
and we've been friends ever since. And there's a few of us, so I know him, and he's someone that challenges me, inspires me, because he is doing great things, amazing things. So, guys, seriously, I'm telling you, that challenge, yes, it's free, but don't take it as a free challenge.
Mm.
Don't take it as a free challenge, because whatever he's going to share is going to be golden. And if you do have the opportunity to work with him after the challenge, you better take it. If you know you want to renovate your life and change things this year before this year ends, you better take that chance. You better take that chance.
Guy, and I just want to take this moment to I just sense that there's people watching right now they've given up, totally given
Mm,
up. They think, you know what? I hear what you guys are saying. I don't think there's any hope for me anymore. Don't let your mind trick you. The
come on.
mind is designed to protect you from harm. And the amount of information overload that the mind has received, and can you imagine? We're just coming off the back of COVID, all getting happy, and then all of a sudden, the explosion in Beirut happened.
Yeah,
You know,
crazy.
and it adds more to the negative that's actually happening. Please, the first thing I'll say to you is please don't watch the news for the next 7 days. Stay away from the news. Pick up
Hmm.
a for the next 7 days, you know, and just really allow your brain to do what it's designed to do, which is to protect you. And it's up to you. Please, please don't give up. Please, if you're watching this right now, I am urging you, please do not give up. All you got to do is speak to someone and say, listen, I'm struggling in this area, help me. I'm urging you not to give up. There is still hope. There are people who have gone through worse scenarios and challenges in life and they've come through it. And I know that you're going to come through this.
Come on.
Listen, the year's not over
Yeah.
yet. The year is not over yet. How many months have we got left? Let's fight. Let's push. Come on now.
Come on now. Push. Press through.
Mm.
Press through. Come on. Ah, bro, man, this as hey, Coach Kemi, have you been
Oh,
watching? Come on now,
listen,
Kemi.
don't with Coach Kemi. She's dangerous.
She's coming on soon too. She's coming on soon. Come on, guys. This has been amazing. This has been amazing. I've really been blessed. Guys, we've got 2 minutes left. We're gonna close this at 10 past. We're gonna close this at 10 past. So we've got 2 minutes left. If you do have any questions, like we said, do ask those questions. But like I said, don't take it lightly, for the challenge is free, but you better go for it. And if you are feeling like giving up, now is not the time. Seriously, you have to know this. In order to break through, you're always going to go through.
Yeah.
You can't break through without going through anything. So
Mm.
whatever it is you're going through right now, it's leading you to your breakthrough.
Yeah.
But if you don't push and press and believe God that whatever He said is coming to pass over your life, and you need to do your part by pushing, you're not going to see that breakthrough.
Mm.
You've got to know, there's a knowing, there's a faith that you need to have in God, that despite whatever I'm going through right now, I have what it takes to make it. I am enough. I've got everything in me to press through and break through and see the light at the end of the tunnel. You've got this, guys. You have got this.
Yeah, there's an amazing
bro. I
person
think
there. There's a beautiful person on here called I think it's Elizabeth Olujimi, who says, "Thank you guys. You shared some fantastic knowledge." I think she's a beautiful and amazing person. You might know her actually.
that's my wife. She pushes me. She's the one that made me do this. So you know, you need that person that pushes you.
Oh
So
yeah,
thank you, babe.
yeah. I thank God for my wife. She kicks my backside, you know. So
Yeah,
to all
yeah,
the men who are
yeah.
watching, if you're gonna marry a good wife, please. Okay.
Definitely. Maybe we'll come back next time and just talk about relationship and stuff like that. And
Indeed.
anyway, because that's a big topic right there. That some men don't understand that your woman is there to really push you to be the man that God has created you to be. She's not there for you to lord over and say, I'm the man, I'm the man. No, she is there. Yes, she's your help, but she can push you to your destiny. And I thank God for my wife. I thank God for your wife. Amazing women who God is using to do amazing things.
So does that mean you're gonna buy her a handbag and a pair of shoes so that she can use for when the lockdown is over?
Yeah, man. Why not, man? Why not? Just need to let me know which one she likes. Well, I do know which one she likes anyway, but she might, you know, how they find new ones every day, so there might there might be a new one out there. Yeah. So, guys, thank you guys so much for being on, bro. Thank you so much for coming on. This has been amazing. I've been blessed. Wow. This year cannot end the same way it started with what I've just heard tonight. No way. No way. There's a shift. There is a shift, and I actually can't wait for what God is about to do. So, guys, take this, what you heard tonight, and run with it. Run with it. Do more with it. Do more with it. Don't give up. Don't give up. Join the challenge. I'll put the link in the chat so you can click on it. Join the challenge. Join the challenge. It's free, but it's worth it. So make sure you join the challenge. So, guys, thank you. Kule, you're coming on soon. So I'm going to holler at you. Thank you very much. God bless you guys. Like I always say, keep smiling, keep shining, because you've been designed and destined for more than where you are right now, because you have what it takes to make it. God bless you, and bye for now.